Hey guys, and thank you for joining me today on your mat. I'm going to be reading out of Luke 6:31, and it says, "Do to others as you would have them do to you." You've probably heard phrases like this growing up. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have you carried this into adulthood? The truth is that we need God's grace. We all do. It says in Romans that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Jesus has treated us way better than we deserve. He has loved us at our worst. When we keep that at the forefront of our minds, when we realize how much we have been forgiven, how can we not love others in the same way? So today, while you're on your mat, I invite you to check into your heart. Is there anyone in your life that you find it difficult to love? And maybe it's even because of the way they've treated you. Remind yourself of how God has loved you and how He's treated you way better and myself way better than we could deserve. Keeping this truth at the forefront of our minds. So grab your mat and your water and let's get started. Alright guys, we're going to get started today in a Shavasana posture, laying flat on your back and closing the eyes. And we're just going to begin our practice in a restful position and beginning to take some deep breaths all together. Inhale through the nose and open mouth, exhale. Inhale, filling up the body. And open mouth, exhale it out. One more deep breath all together. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands above the head and maybe you interlace the fingers and rest the head on the palms or grab opposite triceps, whatever is most comfortable here. And then bend the knees, cross at the ankles, and slowly let the knees start to fall down towards the mat. Finding this restful posture, opening up through the hips. Close the eyes, and we're going to hold our postures today for 1 minute. So getting comfortable here. If it feels better to place a block or blankets under the knees, feel free to do so. Make your way into your posture, close the eyes, and focus on the breath. Take one more deep breath here in this posture, and then slowly begin to release the hands back beside the body and draw the knees into the chest, giving them a tight hug. Maybe taking a rock from side to side if that feels good. Inhale and exhale. Coming onto the right side of the body, release the fingertips back, left hand plants into the mat, and find a fetal posture. Closing the eyes, bending at the knees. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale, slowly pressing through that left hand, rise up into a simple seated posture. Crossed at the ankles, hands coming onto the knees. And we're going to take some shoulder rolls. So as you inhale, draw the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, release them back down. Inhaling and exhaling, taking those rolls, opening up through the space. And then reversing those rolls, come forward with the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Coming back to center, inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, drop the chin down into the chest and begin to roll out the neck to the right. Slowly and gently moving through each side, opening up all sides of the neck. Inhale and exhale. Reversing those rolls, coming the opposite direction. Inhale, again moving slowly and gently here. Exhale it out. When you're ready, come back to center. Inhale the fingertips high and exhale, hands to heart center. Keep the right knee bent and let the left toes go out to the side into a half butterfly posture. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, begin to walk the fingertips forward, maybe staying on the hands today, or maybe resting on the elbows or the forehead coming down to the mat. Close the eyes, and we're going to hold this posture for 1 minute. Take one more deep breath in your half butterfly pose. Inhale and exhale. Slowly walk the hands back into the body, and we're going to switch to the other side. Right toes coming out long and bending the left knee. Opening up that right hip. Inhale and exhale. Slowly walk the hands down the mat, coming to your version of half butterfly. Close the eyes and let's breathe here into this pose. Take one more deep breath in your half butterfly pose. Open mouth, exhale it out. Slowly walk the hands back into the body and bring the soles of the feet together, coming into your full butterfly. Maybe it feels better to place blocks under the knees. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, option to fold forward. Close the eyes. And wherever you're at, focus in on the breath as we hold this posture. Take one last deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Plant the hands in the mat in front of you and swing the feet around, coming into an all-four tabletop position. Hands coming under the shoulders, knees coming under the hips, and draw the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale it out. Inhale, lift the gaze high, drop the chest low, coming into a cow pose. And on your exhale, slowly release the hips back onto the heels, coming into your child's pose. We're going to flow this out a couple more times. Inhale, come forward into your cow. And exhale, release back into child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Find your version of a comfortable child's pose, maybe leaving the knees together or maybe bringing them out wide, letting the chest come a little bit closer towards the mat. Maybe it feels good to place a blanket on the thighs, bringing the chest a little bit higher. Getting comfortable here. We're going to hold this posture, elongating through the spine, opening up the lower back and the hip muscles. Close the eyes and breathe here. Take one more deep breath in and exhale, slowly come back up into your tabletop position. Walk the hands about a handprint in front of where they are and slowly release the shoulders down, keeping the hips high for puppy pose or what's called melting heart pose. Option to place the head on the forearms if that feels better. And let's just take a couple breaths in this posture, opening up the shoulders and the upper body. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale it out. One more deep breath in. And exhale, slowly roll onto the forearms, releasing the hips down. Find your Sphinx posture. Inhale, reaching the crown of the head tall, opening up the chest. And exhale, let the shoulders come down and away from the ears. One more deep breath here. Inhale. And open mouth, exhale. Coming down onto the belly, place the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, rise up all the way into an upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find your downward facing dog. And here, maybe walking out the feet, bending one knee at a time, beginning to warm up the legs. Spread the fingertips out wide here. Let the chest come in towards the legs. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you begin to lift up onto the toes and exhale, release them back down a couple times. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Slowly walk the hands back to the feet, finding a forward fold. Interlace the fingers behind the back, bringing the wrists together, and slowly drop the knuckles down towards the mat, opening up through the chest and the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, slightly bending through the knees, rise up all the way to extended mountain. Inhale, the fingertips high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach it high one more time. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant the hands and walk the hands out back into your downward facing dog. And whenever you've made it, again, maybe walking out the feet or letting the heels be still and just reach towards the mat. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, place the top of the right foot into the mat. Slowly drag that right knee up to the right thumb and find your pigeon pose. Flexing through the right foot, inhale, open up the chest. And exhale, slowly begin to fold down into a sleeping pigeon. Closing the eyes. And we're going to rest in this posture for 1 minute, breathing into the hips. Take one more deep breath here in your pigeon posture. And exhale, plant the hands under the shoulders, lift the chest away from the leg, and swing the back toes around, placing the foot on top of the opposite knee, and maybe holding that knee or slowly releasing it down onto the opposite foot. Coming into a double pigeon. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, maybe you begin to walk the hands forward and get a little bit of a fold here in your double pigeon. Close the eyes and breathe into this posture. Take one more deep breath here in your double pigeon. And then exhale, slowly walk the hands back into the body. Swing the left toes around. Tuck the toes and lift the hips into your downward facing dog. Taking our last one here in today's practice. Maybe walking out the feet, or maybe finding stillness with the heels. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, take the top of the left foot into the mat and slowly drag that knee up to the left thumb, finding your pigeon pose on the opposite side. Inhale. And exhale, release the chest down. Find your sleeping pigeon here. Close the eyes and focus in on the breath as we hold this posture. Take one more deep breath. And exhale, plant the hands, lift the chest away from the leg. Swing the right toes around, finding your version of double pigeon. Maybe holding on to that right knee or slowly letting it fall onto the foot. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, maybe folding here. Focusing in on the breath. Take one more deep breath in, and exhale. Begin to bring the feet into the mat in front of you, giving those knees a hug, and slowly let the back come all the way down onto the mat. Bringing the fingertips all the way back behind you and stretching through the toes, getting a long body stretch. Inhale, elongating. And exhale, bring the hands down beside the body and find your final resting posture in Shavasana. Coming back to the posture that we began our practice with. Closing the eyes and tuning back into the breath. And as we're here today, I want to leave you with 2 questions to let your heart focus on today. Maybe spending some time in prayer or journaling about these questions. Who in your life do you need to forgive or extend grace to? What is one thing you can do starting today or tomorrow to intentionally do something kind or thoughtful for someone? Make these things a habit and reflect regularly to grow in consistency in these things. Lord, would you forgive us for the times that we've held grudges in our hearts or thought bitter thoughts towards another person because of something they did to us or something we think they did. God, help us to release those things and not hold up feelings towards someone, but extend grace to them and love them in the same way that you do. God, we need your grace every day, and when we come to you for it, you are always there to give us grace. So Lord, teach us to do the same, that we are no better than another person, but we are called to love and shine your light. So Lord, help us with that today. Reveal places in our heart where we've held on to judgment, and bring us healing in those places. Help us to be bold enough to go to those people and ask for forgiveness from them. Lord, you are so good. We love you. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me today on your mat and in your practice, and I look forward to seeing you next time.